Hello everyone, and welcome to my General Hospital Today channel. Anna Devane had always carried the burden of secrets, but nothing weighed on her more heavily than the truth she had guarded for years, a truth that now threatened to shift the foundation of Port Charles forever. As the November chill rolled over the harbor and lights flickered across the skyline, whispers filled the air. Anna was returning, and she was not coming back alone. The first sighting happened at Pier 47, where the fog curled around the docks like a living creature, and longshoremen swore they saw the silhouette of a woman guiding a hooded figure down the ramp of a private transport plane. No one paid attention at first. Port Charles had seen more than its share of secrets slipping through the night, but when the hooded figure stumbled and Anna reached out with unmistakable urgency, the rumors began. By the time dawn broke, the speculation had spun wildly out of control. Some said she had captured a fugitive, others insisted she had returned with a long-lost WSB informant. But there was one whisper no one dared to believe, the impossible rumor that Morgan Corinthos, presumed dead and mourned by an entire town, was alive. It started with a nurse at General Hospital who claimed she saw Anna usher a dazed young man down a restricted corridor. She said the eyes were familiar, haunted but unmistakably Morgan's. Within an hour, half the hospital had caught wind of the sighting, and within 2 hours, the entire city was buzzing. Carly Corinthos was the first to demand answers. She stormed through the hospital like a force of nature, the tremble in her hands betraying the battle between fear and hope that raged inside her. For years she had accepted that her son was gone, but grief leaves cracks in even the strongest armor, and now every one of those cracks ached with possibility. Sonny, by contrast, stood eerily still when he heard the news, so still that Michael wondered if his father had heard anything at all. But Sonny had heard. He had simply gone silent, the way he always did when the world tilted beneath his feet. He knew Anna well enough to understand that she would never return with a claim this explosive unless she had absolute certainty. And yet, the truth was more complicated, more dangerous, and more heart-stopping than anyone could have imagined. When Anna finally emerged from the elevator on the 10th floor of GH, Sonny and Carly were waiting for her. Carly was shaking, Sonny's jaw was steel. Anna looked like she hadn't slept in weeks. "Where is he?" Carly whispered, her voice thin and raw. "Before you see him," Anna said, "you need to hear the truth." The words landed like a stone. Anna took a breath, steadying herself. Morgan didn't die in the explosion. He survived, but he was taken before anyone could find him. Carly staggered. Sonny didn't blink. "Taken by who?" he asked, every syllable controlled. Anna hesitated. "By a rogue WSB faction, one that has been operating for years without authorization." Sonny's eyes darkened, but he didn't interrupt. Anna continued, "They needed a subject for a psychological conditioning program, an operation designed to erase identities and rebuild them from the ground up. Morgan was drugged, moved across borders, and kept off-grid. They intended to use him as leverage, a weapon, a ghost no one would ever trace." Carly's breath hitched. "You're telling me my son was alive all this time, locked away, and you knew?" Anna flinched, not from the accusation itself but from the pain behind it. "I didn't know in time to stop it. I only learned the truth 6 months ago, and by then Morgan was in a facility so deeply buried that even the WSB couldn't reach him. It took everything I had, every contact, every favor, every risk, to get him out alive." Carly pressed a trembling hand to her mouth. Sonny stepped closer. "Where is he now?" Anna nodded toward the secured wing. "He's heavily sedated. He's been through hell. His memories are fractured. But he's alive." The moment those last words left her lips, Carly doubled over with a sob, and Sonny closed his eyes, shoulders shaking for the first time in years. Anna knew they had every right to hate her, but there was more, a truth that had nearly destroyed her to uncover. "There's something else," she murmured. The hallway seemed to freeze. Morgan wasn't targeted randomly. Sonny's eyes snapped open. "Explain." Anna swallowed. "Someone in Port Charles gave the rogue faction information that helped them track his movements. Someone close enough to know his patterns, close enough to monitor him the night he disappeared." Carly stared in disbelief. Who? Anna hesitated. I can't prove it yet. But I have a name. And if I'm right, the betrayal cuts deeper than any of you realize. Michael's voice echoed from behind them. He had arrived just in time to hear Anna's last sentence. You're saying someone here set Morgan up? Anna nodded grimly. Someone with access. Someone who benefited from Morgan's disappearance. Someone who believed the town would be safer, or more controllable, without him. The air tightened like a noose. Before Anna could continue, a commotion rose from the secured wing, alarms chirping, nurses shouting. Carly's heart leapt into her throat. Sunny was already sprinting. When they burst into the room, they found Morgan, frail, disoriented, but unmistakably alive, standing beside the bed, fur ripped from his arm, chest heaving with panic. His eyes darted wildly around the room until they locked onto Sunny and Carly. Recognition flickered. Then pain. Then confusion. Mom? His voice cracked like broken glass. Carly's scream of relief shook the walls as she surged forward. She wrapped her arms around him, sobbing, while Morgan trembled uncontrollably, unsure of what was real. Sunny approached slowly, eyes glistening. Morgan blinked at him through tears. Dad, are you real? Sunny cupped the back of his son's head, pulling him close, voice thick with emotion. Yeah, buddy. I'm real. You're home. It should have been a moment of pure joy, but as Morgan clung to his parents, Anna stood near the doorway, her expression shadowed with dread. She had hoped to delay the next truth, but Morgan, broken, struggling, still half lost in the trauma he had endured, spoke it first. In a trembling whisper that ricocheted through the room like a gunshot, he said, he told them where to find me, he said it would fix everything. Carly pulled back. Who, sweetheart? Who did this to you? Morgan's eyes filled with tears. Michael. The room collapsed into silence. Carly froze. Sunny's face drained of color. Anna closed her eyes, knowing the storm she had feared had finally arrived. Michael staggered backward as if struck. Morgan, no. No. I didn't, Morgan, I would never, but Morgan shook his head, anguish contorting his face. You were there. You told them I was dangerous. You said I needed to disappear before I hurt someone else. Shock rippled through the room. Michael's voice cracked. That's not what happened. Morgan, listen to me, I don't know who planted that memory, but I swear to you, I would die before I'd betray you. Carly stood rigid, torn between her sons. Sunny's breathing grew shallow. He had spent years blaming himself for Morgan's death, and now the possibility that Michael had been involved, even unknowingly, was tearing him apart. Anna stepped forward. Morgan's memories have been manipulated. The conditioning he was subjected to was designed to distort reality, to make him believe certain people were responsible for his captivity. We don't know if what he remembers is truth, fiction, or a forced hybrid of both. Michael exhaled shakily, hands trembling. Morgan, please. I need you to believe me. Morgan stared at him, conflicted, desperate, drowning in trauma. I don't know what's real, he whispered. I don't know who to trust. Carly wrapped an arm around him. Then trust us to figure it out. You're safe. That's what matters. But Anna wasn't finished, not even close. There's one more thing you all need to know, she said quietly. The person who orchestrated Morgan's abduction is still in Port Charles. Carly stiffened. Sunny's eyes hardened. Michael swallowed. Anna continued, and now that Morgan is back, that person will do anything to silence him. A chilling stillness filled the room. Morgan looked up, fear flickering across his eyes. They're coming, he whispered. I heard them say it. If I ever escaped, they'd finish what they started. Sunny stepped forward, voice deadly calm. Let them try. But even as he said it, the lights in the hospital flickered. The power surged. The monitors glitched. And in the hallway, the shadow of a figure moved past the frosted glass, slow, deliberate, watching. Anna's hand instinctively moved toward the holster at her side. "It's starting," she murmured. "And this time, the war isn't just about Morgan. It's about every secret Port Charles has buried, and every truth someone is willing to kill to protect." The moment the lights flickered and that dark shape passed the frosted glass, every nerve in Anna Devane's body went rigid. Years of WSB training had sharpened her instincts to a razor's edge, and those instincts were now screaming one thing: they weren't alone anymore. Sonny moved in front of Morgan instinctively, his presence steady, protective, and lethal all at once. Carly clutched Morgan as if she could physically shield him, her heartbeat racing so violently that she felt it in her throat. Michael stood frozen, torn between horror and guilt, desperately trying to hold himself together while the room pulsed with tension. The shadow lingered for a moment too long, observing, calculating, and then slid away silently. Anna reached for her gun, her movements calm but swift. "We need to move him. Now." Her voice was low, urgent. Sonny nodded. "Safe house?" "No," Anna said. "That's the first place they'll check. We need somewhere unexpected, somewhere they'd never think we'd take him." Carly shook her head fiercely. "I'm not dragging Morgan anywhere until he's stabilized. He just woke up. He can barely stand." Morgan's breath was shaky, his voice barely audible. "They already know I'm here. I heard them say the hospital wouldn't hold me long." Sonny put a steadying hand on Morgan's shoulder. "You let me worry about them." But Anna was already scanning the hallway through the window. "They're not here to kill him outright," she murmured. "If they wanted that, they would have cut the power entirely. No, the flicker was a test. They're probing the perimeter. They want to confirm where he's being held." "Why?" Michael asked, voice tight. "If they went through all this trouble to keep him locked away, why not just kill him when he escaped?" Anna turned to him, her face taut with worry. "Because Morgan is still valuable. His mind has been altered. Conditioned. There are triggers inside him, psychological traps, coded responses, that they can use. He's not just a victim, Michael. He's an asset they lost control of. And now they want him back." Carly shook her head violently. "No. Absolutely not. They're never taking him again." Anna's gaze softened. "That's why we need to move quickly." Sonny looked around the room, assessing exits, factoring in angles and timing. "I know a place," he said finally. "Not a safe house. Not a warehouse. Somewhere off-grid, somewhere no one has access to." Anna raised a brow. "You're not talking about the old Corinthos estate?" "No," Sonny said. "Somewhere better." He didn't elaborate, but Anna didn't push. Time was bleeding out. "We'll need transport," Anna continued. "Secure, unmarked, and fast." "I've got it," Sonny said. But before they could move, the lights flickered again, this time twice. Morgan tensed, clutching his head. "They're close." Sonny moved toward the door, but Anna grabbed his arm. "Careful. They want you to come out." They waited. The silence in the hallway was suffocating. No footsteps. No voices. Just the hum of unstable power and the faint beep of Morgan's monitor, which seemed to grow louder with every passing second. And then, a soft tap on the door. 3 knocks. Slow. Deliberate. Carly's breath caught. "Who is that?" Michael whispered. "Not staff," Anna said quietly. "Hospital staff buzz. They don't knock like that." The knocking came again, this time 1 knock followed by 2. Anna's eyes widened. "That's a signal." "WSB?" Sonny asked. "No," Anna replied. "Not any sanctioned unit. That's the rogue faction's field signal for confirmation of target location." Morgan trembled violently. "They're here, please, don't let them take me." Carly wrapped her arms around him. "Over my dead body." Sonny stepped forward, his voice low and lethal. "Open that door, and this hallway becomes a war zone." A voice on the other side replied, muffled, eerily calm. Mr. Corinthos, we only need the boy. Morgan let out a strangled cry. Carly lunged toward the door. You're not taking him. Sunny held her back as Anna aimed her weapon at the door. You have 10 seconds to walk away, Anna warned. Or you won't walk at all. A soft chuckle. Agent Devane. Always dramatic. Sunny's eyes narrowed. Who is it? Anna didn't answer immediately, because she already knew. She had recognized the cadence, the tone, someone she once trusted, someone she once believed was loyal. Caleb Rourke, Anna said, voice like ice. Carly's head snapped around. Who the hell is that? Former WSB, Anna said. Brilliant. Manipulative. Dangerous. And currently, Caleb replied through the door, the man who will decide whether this ends peacefully or not. Sunny stepped closer, fists clenched. What do you want? Morgan, Caleb said simply. Alive. Intact. There's still programming inside him that our employer wants. Anna stiffened. Employer? You didn't think I was doing this alone, did you? Someone very powerful wants that boy. Someone who paid a fortune to keep him off the grid. Sunny's voice turned cold enough to freeze air. You think I'm handing him over? After everything you did to him? Caleb chuckled again. You misunderstand, Mr. Corinthos. This isn't a negotiation. This is retrieval. Anna raised her weapon higher. If you or your men breach that door, I will put a bullet between your eyes. And I believe you would, Caleb replied. Which is why I'm giving you one last courtesy. Step aside. Silence. Thick. Heavy. Deadly. Then, a sharp hiss. Smoke seeped under the door. A gas canister rolled into the room. Carly screamed. Morgan staggered backward. Sunny grabbed the canister and hurled it back into the hallway. A shout echoed, then chaos erupted outside, shuffling, coughing, shouting. Anna seized the moment. Move. Now. Sunny lifted Morgan into his arms, Morgan too weak to resist. Michael ran behind them as Anna led the way through a secondary exit. They sprinted down the back corridor, alarms blaring, nurses scattering. Caleb's men appeared at the far end, but Anna fired 2 rapid shots, forcing them to duck back into cover. Stairs. Anna shouted. They barreled downward, Morgan shaking uncontrollably in Sunny's arms. They're not going to stop, Morgan gasped. They'll follow us anywhere. Let them try, Sunny gritted out. When they reached the bottom floor, Anna led them through an emergency exit and into the back service lot. The cold air slapped their faces. Sunny's black SUV screeched around the corner, driven by Dex, who jumped out and flung open the back door. Get in. Carly climbed in first. Michael followed. Sunny slid in with Morgan. Anna vaulted into the front seat. Drive. Dex slammed his foot on the gas. The SUV shot forward just as Caleb and his men stormed out of the building. Bullets cracked against the pavement. One hit the back bumper. Another shattered the rear window. Carly screamed as glass splintered. Morgan curled into Sunny's chest, shaking violently. Dex swerved down the alley at breakneck speed. Where to? He yelled. Sunny's answer came instantly. The island. Anna whipped her head toward him. Sunny, no one knows that route except me, Sunny said. Not even the WSB. Anna hesitated only a second. Then nodded. Go. Dex sped toward the waterfront, weaving through late-night traffic, while Anna kept watch through the shattered rear window. Caleb's SUV appeared behind them moments later, headlights glaring like predator eyes. They're gaining, Michael warned. Not for long, Anna muttered. Take the East Wharf access road. Dex jerked the wheel. Behind them, Caleb's vehicle swerved but managed to keep up. Sunny tightened his hold on Morgan, who was fading in and out of consciousness. Stay with me, buddy, Sunny whispered. We're almost there. Morgan's lips moved weakly. I didn't mean to disappoint you, Sunny's chest clenched. You never disappointed me. Not once. Anna kept her pistol ready. Dex, prepare to break on my signal. Break? Michael echoed. What, trust me, Anna snapped. As they reached the narrow stretch of road running alongside the old warehouses, Anna shouted, now. Dex slammed the brakes. The SUV skidded to a stop. Caleb's vehicle swerved violently to avoid crashing into them. In that split second of imbalance, Anna leaned out the window, fired twice, and blew out Caleb's front tires. The SUV spun, crashed into a stack of freight crates, and skidded sideways. Go! Anna yelled. Dex floored it again, heading for the docks. The Coast Guard station loomed ahead. Sunny grabbed a keycard from his jacket. Pier 9. Private access. Dex skidded to a stop at the gate. Sunny leapt out, swiped the card, and the gate opened. They drove straight onto the dock where Sunny's private launch sat idling. Dex and Michael helped carry Morgan onto the boat. Carly followed, sobbing but determined. Anna covered them from the dock, weapon drawn, scanning the shadows. Clear, she finally shouted. Sunny started the engine. The launch pulled away from the dock.